Cyberspace, the final frontier. These are the ramblings of the critic, the comic archivist. His continuing mission, to explore strange new comics, to seek out new comics and new comicizations, to boldly go where probably dozens, if not hundreds, have gone before. Hey, you already see the video title, so let's just dive right in. Warning, massive spoilers for Star Trek The Next Generation, Doctor Who Assimilations incoming. On with the show. Star Trek The Next Generation, Doctor Who Assimilation number 4. So, Guinan and the Doctor sit down to talk. Of course, Amy, Rory, and Captain Picard join them. Guinan talks to the Doctor as though they've met before, with her bringing up his TARDIS, which actually has the Doctor at a loss for words. Guinan does remember the Doctor, but knows that he's not supposed to exist in their universe. See, Guinan has the same sort of chronosense that the Doctor has, knowing when the flow of time gets all kerfluffled. The Doctor figures that the Cybermen must have broken the dimensions to form an alliance with the Borg to get the ultimate upgrade to their empire. With this renewed clarification, the Doctor jumps up knowing that he can defeat the Cybermen. He always has and he always will. Data calls Picard with some new activity from the Cybermen Borg fleet. Picard and everyone else goes to the observation lounge to discuss this. Data explains that while the fleet was originally on a straight course to Earth, they've begun to move in the opposite direction on an unknown course. In fact, they stopped halfway through assimilating the planet of Kogan 5. So the logical answer is that the Enterprise should go see what was on Kogan 5 that made them turn around. Arriving on Kogan 5, Riker, Worf, Data, the Doctor, and his companions all beam down to a flaming settlement on the planet. After dealing with the Kogan drone sentries, they find Borg and Cybermen bodies, so they all beam back up to the ship with the bodies. Dr. Crusher analyzes the Cybermen they brought back, and Counselor Deanna Troi meets with the Pons for the first time, where we get some feelings of why the Pons are with the Doctor. So later, we find out what killed the Borg and the Cyberman. They were attacking each other. Similarly, the Doctor has gotten some data from the sentry drone that attacked them. The Cybermen have betrayed the Borg. As they discuss the reasoning behind it, Picard is called to the bridge. They have found wreckage from a space battle between the Borg and the Cybermen. Of course, Picard is just thinking good riddance to all this. The Enterprise then receives a subspace communication from the Borg, asking for a truce. Picard, still extremely pissed at the Borg for being super monsters of evil, says that there will never be peace with the Borg. The Borg will never receive assistance as long as he lives. And that's the end of the issue. I just realized that I think every commanding officer in Star Trek history has been bigoted in some form. I mean, you have Captain Archer, who hated the Vulcans for not aiding humanity's growth and generally being holier-than-thou dicks. Captain Kirk was anti-Klingon, granted that was after killing his son and everything that went on during the original series. Captain Picard hates the Borg for kidnapping him and making him Locutus, and then enacting the whole Wolf 359 thing. That actually feeds into Sisko's hate, which is toward the Borg for killing his wife at Wolf 359, but he also blames Jean-Luc Picard, since he was the lead Borg guy there. And Catherine Janeway, who... Okay, so I remember some minor worries about the Maquis and her own dealings with the Borg, but never on the same scale as the others. So maybe she's the odd duck out on that. Granted, if you took away her coffee, she'd probably kill you, so give that for what it is. Wow, that joke is probably only known by people who've seen Voyager. So now, after the Borg have outlived their usefulness as Cybermen, they've become enemies. Come back tomorrow to see if the enemy of their enemy will truly become their friend.
Star trekking across the universe.